tribute to my late father, James Senior Fraser. It's just hard. It's just hard to imagine that he's gone. Now I'm just dealing with accepting the fact that yes, he's gone. I'm not going to be able to get to see him anymore. Um, to do these things that we enjoy doing, taking him out, picking him up, taking him out, go to the bar and just relax and enjoy each other company and do the wonderful things that we built together of getting to enjoy each other as a father and a son. I'm going to miss that, and it's been taken away from us, but I'm coming to grips right now that he's gone. It's hard to deal with, but God called on him and we have to accept that for what it is. Yeah, it's hard, very hard. Well, I just want to give you a little bit about the man who he was. Born and raised Ernest and Emma Fraser, Halifax, Nova Scotia, but raised North Preston. My father was a man that he didn't come from, we all didn't come from riches. Let's face that. Didn't have much, but my dad did, worked hard, provide for the family, did those wonderful things that he had to do as a father. Never had a grade 12 education, didn't have education really well, but my father, he wasn't educated, but he was intelligent. He used his smartness to the point of what he did not make up for reading or writing. He made up for it in other strengths by reading people, looking at you, listening, thinking before he spoke his words. That's where it comes in, as I could say that he spoke well, because for someone who never had the much of education that you and I have, or you and I grasped to learn through schooling, they never had that opportunity. They never had that opportunity. Because I could say the same thing. I didn't get a grade 12. I had to right away work. I had to jump in to be working for a living. But you know what? I turned out pretty well from that man. And I appreciate that man. Yeah, there's been rough things growing up in that household of seven children. 3 boys, four girls. I was one of those last boys to leave the house. Bring back a really good fond memory that I will really thank my father for. And that was, I was about 16 years old. And this is my fond memories of how I learned to build and learn to live, to accept my father for being who he was. This summer, hot outside, you have the church going, you have a hall across the street from us, you have a ball field, you have people walking on a hot summer day. And my mom and my dad is They're arguing and having argument and fighting, whatever you want to call it. But I just said to my mom and dad, I said, Mom and Dad, like, why do you guys bring this on the inside? Like, take it in home. Oh boy, what did I say that for? That was my last straw that I said that. And I think my father just come out and he said to me, he goes, you really think you a big grown man now that you're going to sit here and talk to me and tell me about what I need to do in my house? No. Well, I'll hit you with this hammer. I'll hit you with this hammer. That was it. That was the last straw that I could bear from everything that I had to deal with growing up with my dad and everything. And I just looked at my dad that day, and I think this is my first time that I could say that I disrespect him. According to him, well, I disrespect him, I guess. I looked at him and I just stood there for everything that I went through with my dad. And I looked at him and I just said, you know what? Go for it. Let's go. Go for it. I stood there in that yard as a 16-year-old boy. And I told my dad, go for it. Because I was fed up with everything that was going on. Everything that was happening. And I was tired. But I made that decision. And that's when my father told me to leave the house. That's where I have walked across that field. I walked through that church. I walked through the hall. I walked through every individual person who knew me. My father, my mom, they knew everyone and they heard everything that was going on. You can call that a walk of shame. And I went to my grandmother's house, and when I went to my grandmother's house that day, that is the day that I left my father. And I had that resentment, I had that hate, and I had all those things that built in me because of what happened. But later on, as I sat down and I start to grow old and I look at all that and I look back at it, my grandmother and my mom, at the time just, said to me, well, a father and a wife is father and a wife back at those times. And, we cannot understand only the things that we look at what our father have done or our parents have done unto each other or with us. But a wife and a father back at that time was stronger than anything. No matter how many times that my mom or dad was arguing and fighting, whatever could go on between those two. But what we as children and what we as growing up as children, we can't take all that and hold on to it. Hold on to burden of what he done to me, what he done to you, and things like that, and carry this hate, because you know what? It makes you the worst person. It makes you to become more than what he was. You grow on to your life and you carry that on, that burden of him with you. You got to let it go. So you release it. You release those things, because the more you carry on with what he have done, makes you a better person, makes you a worse person than what he was. Because down the line, it's forgotten. Because you got to understand, he went through a rough life. Hey, wasn't better, it wasn't great, but it was what it was. That's what we got and we dealt with. I learned to come back home. My first time coming back from Toronto to come back home to see my father was, I don't know, maybe 1992, I do believe, but I come in to see him. And I come over the house and I just looked at him and nod and say hello to him or whatever, but that's most of I done. But then down the line, as I'm starting to come back and come back home now, I have to realize now that he done lost everything. He lost my mom. He lost all the kids. Everybody left. They went home. He's in that house alone. That man had done what came around. He done dealt with everything and everything that he have done unto each and any one of us who have felt, anything that you have resentment and burden and he had this animosity between him. It was there. All those things showed me that it came back around on him. So I went deep in myself. I found God that day to get the strength to go deep within myself for all the things that I have went through with my dad. To forgive him, and more lastly, to forgive myself. Not to carry his sayings with him for what he have done or anything he have done. I just went deep in myself. This is very hard to deal with because the most important person that you cannot lie to and you cannot get away from is thyself. I went deep in myself and I looked within myself and I had to see and really pull out that I have to really forgive my father because I don't want to become him. Dad, I thank you so much for that because that gives me to make me into a better person, a bigger man than what I did not want to be of you. I appreciate that and I thank you so much for to give me that, because when I started to come back home, each time I come back home, my uncle, Fraser, had passed away. And each time I come home, I start to come over to see my dad more often now. When my dad looks at me, he sees that, whoa, wow. For all the things that he told me that I would never be, here I am. I'm my own man. I have my own everything, my own business, driving, I'm this. But I never gloated in his face. I never none of that. I just was so appreciative and happy that I found me through you. And here I am. And I'm going to give you me. And that was the most beautiful thing that I managed to do and let go of. And when I come around him, he, proud people of old people back in those days, it's not going to tell you, sorry, not going to tell you none of this. They're not going to tell you that. Not going to tell you that. And they're not going to come out to you and tell you, I love you, blah, blah, blah. You may not get all that. But the best that you're going to get is a gesture of they showing it to you now. Because they see you, what you become, and you not them. And that's the best thing that my father sat down and he looked and he like, okay. Me and him now, we starting to really connect with each other. I allow to let myself let all that anger and that hate on him go. He see me, he see a different light in me, and then I seen a different light in him. We starting to build build a relationship again of me and a father. And each time that I come in, my uncle passing, I would go outside and embrace everybody, my cousin, my friends, man, everybody, and come, hey, yo, what's up, all this stuff. And my dad is in there playing the guitar, or he's in there with everyone. He's like, where'd Bronco go? That's my nickname. My mom gave it to me. And you go, where'd Bronco go? Every second. If I step out anywhere, this is what he asks. And you know what? Those were the things that made me realize that that man now feels respect me for who I brought myself up to be through him. Because I chose not to be him. I chose to be me. That's what I become, and that's how I am who I am today, through my father. He sat there, and each time that he seen me come back in, he's like, where do you go? I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm just so chilling outside, just outside. Everything's fine, man. Everything's good. Okay, no problem, all right. That's gave me a purpose to realize that he feels for me. He feels me. That was something good for me. But we go over to my grandmother's house, and we all playing the guitar there. And we all having a good time. Ray Willis is one of the old cat that was Dad Best, one of Dad's good friend too. And he was the old school dancer back home. And all the old guys, we all sitting around just having fun and laughter and music playing and everything. And Ray is showing everybody new dance, new steps and everything. So I'm just sitting, I'm just chilling with the old fellas and just chilling out with Dad and the guys. And everyone is, oh, Ray was the best dancer back home, man. Back in his day, man, he still got it. He's the best dancer right now, and this and that. And they going on, and I'm just listening. Okay. And Putty was his crazy self. Putty gets up, and he got the camera going. He got everything, and he's like, oh, I don't know what you guys talking about. I know, but my cousin over there, my cousin can go, my cousin can go, And I'm just sitting over there. I'm just Putty, come on. I didn't come down. I didn't come for this, man. So my dad is sitting over there. He's like looking. He's like, who? Huh? Putty's like, yeah. My cousin, he's pretty good, he's pretty good. And they all like encouraging on, like Ray's like, I know what I know what you talking about, but then they're like, that boy can't dance like no Ray. He can't dance like no Ray. What you talking about? All right. So I had to prove the point that I could dance. And I danced to the point that what Ray would do, and old dance that Ray was doing way back in the past. I come out and I'm doing certain steps and dance that every old person in that room and that house looked at Ray and looked at me and they said, Ray, how do he know how to do all that stuff of what you was doing back then? Ray was like, whoa. And he stopped and then come over to me. He's like, oh, God, I didn't know you can dance. My dad just sitting there looking with his look. And he's like, okay, oh, you can really dance. Holy shoot. Oh, I didn't know you can dance like that. Oh, I didn't know you dance like that. Oh, okay. Oh, right on. Okay. That's my fond memories of my dad, of me and him now, just starting to build and rebuild. Because every time I come home now, I come over, I get him, go pick him up, and that's even at the old house, but now he's living in a manor. He's living in an old folks home now. I come down to pick him up each time, and we'll go for drinks, or we go down to the tavern and stuff like that. Still doing all these things that I did here when he was here in Toronto. And it's like one day I'm just come over for him and I go, all right, so what we doing? What you doing? Oh, just sitting there taking it easy, just relaxing, taking it easy. I said, oh, okay. Are you cooking right now? Oh, just cooking something. I'm like, oh, um, what's Shirley doing? Oh my God. I go, Dad, she's home. She's home, she's chilling. No, she's home, she's chilling. Why? What's up? It's like, well, I'm just asking, what's she doing? But what's she doing? I'm like, Dad, I don't know. She's home. She's chilling out right now. I don't know. But, why you keep asking me? Well, I just want to know what she's doing. I said, Dad, are you saying that you want to go over to Mom? Well, I mean, hey, well, Dad, is it still your wife? Well, I mean, well, in that little smirk and that smile, I said, well, Dad, hey, it's up to you. I said, yeah, well, is she okay? Dad, yeah. Listen, do you want to go? We can go, but hey, no, you want to talk to me? Okay, then you got the idea of what's going on. Then, all right, then. That was he just had so many funny things and so many funny ways about him. I just sit there and I just go through so many things with him, and it's like that's from back home and to here when he got here in Toronto. But like, just amazing. Just too funny. you know, many a times, just many of times that we will get together and but the times that I can remember very clearly of certain things with Dad is in ways that he carried himself through people and how when I say he spoken well and how he talked to people, it's not the meaning of, you know, whatever he had done unto you that we have to carry that he didn't speak well to me. He didn't speak well to this one. He didn't speak well to the family. He didn't speak well to Mom. We didn't. It ain't about those things. You hold on to those things through yourself. He's spoken well because he never had the education. He couldn't write, couldn't read, who knows. But within his intelligence that he had learned of here and through here and this and then listening and then through here, he gave you intelligence of learning to understand you and people. That's why I can say he's spoken well. Because we cannot, as kids, once again, I say it again, we cannot, as kids, take what our father and what our mother been through together. We cannot carry those things because you hold on to all this. My mother always loved my father for all the things that them two been through. Just like a husband and a wife will. You can't carry that for my mother. That's your burden. You got to let that go. She learned to live with it. She learned to deal with it. And she still loved that man, no matter what. Family, we and people, we can't carry something with us and give hate to someone for what they've done onto someone else or onto you. Release it, let it go. Become a better person than what they are. That's the best way to letting go. Go deep within yourself and let it go. Sitting in his house at times bring back memories of just sitting there watching him. when he had friends come over the house. When I say these are my good fond memories, my memories of him it's just amazing. He sat down with people, and how he deal with 5 people over there, 4 people here, another few people sitting over there, all have conversation. And my dad would be sitting there, he's eating eating his food, and he just sitting there. Listen to every conversation that is going on. When he finished and he listened to it, he tells us, he checks that conversation, he checks this one, he checks that one. And he just can just sit down and understand each part of the conversation and correct each conversation to the pinpoint. He was a very straight and direct person too. Oh yeah, spoke well when I meant by that, because he speak his mind, and he spoke it very well. And the best part about it, at times when a lot of his friends come over, is like, if he didn't give you a glass, if you and him didn't get along, if you didn't like, you two didn't get along, or whatever the case may be. But if you're one of those people that you didn't get a glass, Dad didn't give you a glass, chances are you are not going to sit, you're not going to be getting a drink. And if you're sitting there among the ones that are drinking and having a drink, and my father never passed you a glass, correct me, or telling you, hear his words is, and I think that way maybe some other people don't like him and hate him for maybe this. He will look at you, and if you didn't get a glass, he will say, you can sit, but you can't stay. Get up and go. Or he'll say to you, for my part, I don't know why you're even sitting here. Why are you sitting here anyway for? I don't know. Why you come to my house for. You ain't getting a glass. If I ain't getting you a glass, and I don't know why you're sitting in my house for. What? Why are you sitting here? I didn't need you a glass. I know. Oh, that's my father. It was to the point. He'll tell you like it is. And didn't like it, you didn't like it. But that's what he was. Love him or hate him, but he was what that was. Yeah, man. We had some very good times. I just remember thinking back on, I think it's 70 or 80th birthday. I was in Toronto. This is the time when we brought him up in Toronto. It was his birthday, and decided I want to take him out, and we're going to go somewhere different. We're going to go do something different. And I come to the house and said, hey, let's go. Where are we going? It's your birthday. We're going out. We're going to go and have a good time. All right. Okay. Every time I come in, no matter what, I always come pick him up all the time. We come in. Where are we going? It didn't matter. Like, soon as we come in the house and I said, I'm going to eat. Didn't matter. What he had on, we going. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, Dad. No, let's clean up stuff a little. Let's neat up. All right, okay, let's go. We're going. And we're going. We went down to Dufferin, where Paulette lived. And that was the best bar that he loved. That was his favorite bar that he loved going down to. We always shoot pool and everything. We go in there and we chill out there, and then we left from there. We went up to Mississauga. I took my father to a strip bar. Yeah, he went to the strip bar. We went in the strip bar and we went in there, and I tell you, when we went in there, his eyes just opened like this, and when he opened his eyes and he seen that we was there, we was at, he's looking at me and he's got this big old smirk and smile on his face, joy of happiness, right? And we're there, and we sitting down, and the girls is coming over. But before the girls come over, he's looking at me like, his glasses down, and he's like, don't worry, don't worry, yeah, I know. My wallet right here. Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? Okay, yeah, I know. Winking at me and going on. So we're just sitting down, we're chilling and having a good time. And I didn't care about the girls. That was his world. I just wanted because it was for him. And we enjoyed. He really enjoyed, and we left from that one, went to another one, and two more. And then by the end of the night, we're going home. It was like he did not want to leave. And he was in his world. That was his world. Perfect. It was just perfect for him. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. Did you have a good time? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, do this again. I'm like, yeah, okay, young man. So we had a really, really good time, and I get him home, and tell my sister, Cole's like, Cole, where you gotta go? I said, we went down to the strip bar. They go, what do you mean? You took Daddy to the strip bar? Yes, I took him in the strip bar. He had a wonderful time. Oh, she cracked up laughing and everything. So I said, yeah, we had a wonderful time. We enjoyed our time, and we did. And it was just funny. It was just too funny, man. Just too funny. Memories, good, beautiful memories. My bad memories turn into my wonderful memories. And the ones that I shared with him, that we bond together, and each and every time that I left him, I always give him that. This was it. And that was our love we had for each other. That was our love we shown. Not to come out to say it, but that was our love we had for each other. We give that. All right, Kat, I'll see you. All right, young man, I'll see you later. That was it. That's what I get from it. All right, Kat, I'll see you later. See you when you get back. Bring me a drink. Oh, you come. I said, Dad, come on now. You know I'm always fixing you up. Come on now. Yeah. You're right. All right. I'll see you. We'll see. I'll see you later. Then. Yeah, okay. All right, no problem. And every time that I come over now, and it's come over to my sister's house now, it's just will be like, Dad, you got to smoke? It's like, no, Dad, I ain't got no smoke. I don't smoke that. Okay. I walk down, go downstairs, come back out. You got to smoke? Dad, don't. Ain't got no smoke, don't smoke. Yeah. But one thing you can't say to him, well, I ain't got no smoke, hon. You should be smoking. You better stop smoking. No, don't say that. Please don't say that. You ain't supposed to say that. Because he will tell you, just because you ain't smoking, just because you don't smoke, that don't mean that I ain't gonna smoke. I don't know why you sitting there telling me that I gotta stop smoking. What's wrong with you? This is James Fraser. I don't know who you talking to. Well, don't mean what I can't smoke and what I can't do. I don't know who you talking about. I would only give the right answer if the right answer would be no, Dad, no smokes. That's it. Then I heard him say, well, where Nicole at? Nicole downstairs. I think she downstairs. Well, go tell Nicole give me a cigarette.